I was okay with werewolves. Werewolves you can kill, you can kind of, you get rid of them. Might be a hassle, might kill a few people, might end a few lives, but you can kill them. Yeah, I really was kind of hoping the whole vampire thing wouldn't actually come to us going into a vampire den. They bite, they claw, they rip people to pieces for fun. Pretty much the gold standard is, unless you're fighting with an angel, you don't fuck with vampires. But you know what? I guess we're going in anyway.
Well, that wasn't what I was expecting from that. We did some preparation and I tried my best to put things in order, but he seemed genuinely unresponsive. I thought I was going in there to play a game, but I wasn't. And then those fuckers started to overwhelm me again and I had to improvise. I'm good with improvisation though. Felt in my element. I wasn't scared. I was ready to give something up.
I kind of hoped this case would end with the werewolves. You kill one vampire, even if you do kill him, 10 more will come and kill your whole village. That's usually how it goes. So, without much choice, I'm going with a single flimsy wooden stick, an oversized hammer, and a tin can that they can rip open like it's aluminum foil.
Conversation with this individual didn't really prove to be of any particular use.
And then the servant started to act weird, so I had to go into full offensive, which I wasn't planning on. I wasn't planning on revealing that much. Of course I wasn't. I had to.
We did make an interesting, I don't want to say discovery because it is more than suspicion as of now, but the servant, Mr. Pierce, he seems to be hiding something, so we'll have to see how this one plays out, especially with him getting a bit antsy with Mr. Cillian.
Didn't work, but I like where this is going. I like where this is going.
As Cillian's been slammed up against a wall and is being choked out.
Oh, hell yeah, he's thinking about doing that.
This is going.
Have you met Cillian?
You exit Reardon Doyle's private study, originally with the intention of being paid for this transaction of this painting that got you in and did promise a bit of coin. And despite suspicions, it's still stunning when Mr. Pierce, the ashen blonde-haired, bespectacled butler, suddenly whips and grabs Cillian, slamming him against the wall, like with a one fist, like lifting his toes off the ground up in his face, just like, bold, very, very bold, but stupid. And in this moment, I need Lorelei to make a concentration check. I'll say you do have advantage, but since it's a stunning moment, your spell might get distracted.
Concentration. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Don't roll an @1.
What the fuck?
You cursed her.
Like I said, you do have
powers
advantage.
strike
because you
you.
can actually
Yeah.
take damage, but
Oh,
Alright.
fucking, I didn't even...
this will determine whether or not enhance ability.
My powers!
No. What is so shocking about this to Lorelei that she can't, like, stay focused on this spell she had kind of going in the back of her mind?
In her mind, this is taking her right back to Isabella's manor, and this is almost like, it's not quite, step for step what happened there with Moira, but she's like, they're in what she feels to be a vampire's lair, and a possible vampire's servant is lashing out at someone in her party. And to her, this is just, she's gone right back there, and she's just not focused. She's not present in that moment.
Cillian, that emboldening aura that you had kind of felt around you disappears as you kind of are held against the wall with a smiling individual in your face, but as he grins you can see the glamour fade and his teeth are shown.
Oh, I realize the stupidity now. I picked him to be a different man, I swear. Apparently I should have been talking to you.
Asuriel is readying her moonbeam.
Bro has his hands settled on his hammer, so he can do like a hip fire of the scorching rays.
Mr. Pierce seems to kind of like detect your hand like moving toward the hammer, even if you don't draw it, just going toward and grabbing the hilt, and he'll reach out behind him with his other hand with a finger up and say, "Stay your hand, Cathar. We needn't spill blood here. This rug came from the finest weavers in Lamholt. If this is going to get bloody, let's do it on the hardwoods."
I completely agree. No need for violence. And I don't think you want that anyway.
What I want to know is how you knew I was here.
Well, whatever our information was, it was bad, apparently. We heard it through many channels. Things came trickling down. You know I'm withholding information, but I need to protect people. I'm sure you understand.
He will kind of step back slightly, allow you to touch the floor again. My presence here cannot get out. Tell me why I should let you leave.
Oh, that is an interesting one. You didn't do it. In the prison, I don't believe it. So you know someone's targeting you. We can help. We know about it.
Make a persuasion check. He'll look at you, look at the Cathar who has not yet acted, the collared woman who seems to be in the midst, like partially through like the somatic components of a spell, but everyone's still holding. You see him kind of take the bottom of his waistcoat and pull it down so everything's straight. Let's retire to the lobby. I will have your money. We will discuss further.
Of course. Take a lead.
And without letting any of you out of his eyesight, will gesture toward the stairs so that you can lead and he will follow.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if he wants us to his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and I'll just with a calm smile take the stairs.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
God.
walk in the back because he can't bite her neck. It's covered up by fucking metal.
I think they very much can.
Yeah, your wrists
Yes,
aren't an issue.
but
Yeah,
she
you still have
can't.
skin.
You still have a lot of body. That's just a preference to make it look sexual.
And also because
I-
it's easy with the jugular
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know,
Get
there's plenty of
large
other
quantity.
there's plenty of other arteries.
Yeah, it's
As-
like you could go for the thigh too.
The
For the
butler
armpit.
marches you through
Kinda
the
gross,
estate, down the stairs into the hallway. Several servants pass, and there were even some in the hallway witnessing this and didn't seem to bat an eye at this interaction. They just go about their business as if nothing's wrong and nothing's out of the ordinary. And you reach the lobby, he will go for a booklet in his waistcoat pocket, take a quill off one of the desks and begin writing on it. I've been observing your activities within the city. I'll give you a choice. There are two ways you can help me in this present moment, if that is the direction you wish to go. Firstly, information. There is another one of my kind in this city. I need to know everything. He is associated with the Falconwrath, and you are associated with him. Tell me what you know, and we can see about a continued future. Alternatively, there is a more violent path. But not with myself, of course.
I should look at Lorelei.
Can't be the only two options we have.
Amrita is off to the side as she hears this and like kind of stares, almost gives like a very serious expression to Cillian, and it's just like she doesn't say anything, but it's like if he says something.
First off, Mr. Pierce, I want to give you some assurances. Everyone who pointed us in this direction, well, your name was never dropped. I think your identity is safe, and the only one who knows are us. And, we can be
That
modest.
is a problem.
I
A problem
agree.
I just seek to remedy. But I do
You know,
need
like-
some assurances.
Asuriel just like suddenly giggles. It's like, Mr. Pierce, I get it now.
You see Cillian debating on something in his head, self-preservation kicking in full gear. Shakes it away.
How much are you willing to risk for your lives to walk out of here? And he kind of like takes what he has been writing on and tears along a perforation, which appears to be a written check in the amount of 250 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot. Though violence sounds like music in my ears. Can you tell me more about it?
Several of our servants here at the estate have gone down into the cellars and, well, they've yet to come back in the last couple weeks. We've had to seal up the pantries. This is problematic for the humans. I haven't the time to investigate myself, but you do seem capable from what I've witnessed within the city. I'd be willing to put that to the test. If you survive, you can walk out with this and my good graces.
Sounds more than fair. Gonna look at the group.
Yeah, stare
Everyone
at
agrees?
Cillian through the visor. Death stare.
Blank stare.
Lorelei's is not even staring, she's got her eyes closed.
Alternative, of course, if you prefer to keep your own skins intact, the information is far more valuable to me, if not as pressing.
Amrita stares at
I agree with you,
Pierce.
of course. But you must realize this other is in about the same predicament as you yourself and doesn't like his information shared. Now, this is risking me getting my throat torn out by either you or them. So my only option seems to be we're going in a cellar to do some more investigating, because that's what we're sort of good at, apparently, though it took us a while to figure anything out, and we still haven't.
This city is coiled like a spring. Tensions are high. Throats are at risk.
Cool.
We're trying to wiggle out. Because we feel the tension. A lot. It's kind of pressing. Option 2, please.
Hold on a minute. What are you going to do with that information?
Why would I tell you that?
Because it would hinge on whether or not we give it to you.
Is that what hinges?
If I weren't so sure that you were going to hurt them, I might even tell you.
I choose the cellar. At this point, Amrita just stares like defiantly down at Mr. Pierce. I'd rather find what's killing your servants. Instead, it seems more like a priority.
It's a more immediate issue. Vampiric politics run deep and last centuries.
I send the message to Lorelei. Maybe he's searching for allies.
Which again comes across in a strange, like different Geist-like voice. It
Or like twitches a little bit.
Yeah, it feels undead next to you.
The
Kill.
doctor, he's like, he knows that guy, and he knows they like to meddle and play their games. For him, there has been this very subtle change that has been to like very, very observant observers, like noticeable, because there isn't really a change in his expressions. There seems to be more a change in general posture. There's this sort of almost lurking glint in his eyes as he just kind of looks at this vampire. He doesn't seem to be overly intimidated by this individual.
I'm sure at the same time, in the back of his mind, wishing he had gotten hold of some of that dead man's blood.
Yep, exactly.
Because that would have been an advantage.
Yep. Which is why he also doesn't really, he doesn't want to stir shit up, so he doesn't really overly make himself known. He just kind of, for now, goes with, he's willing to indulge this individual.
Yeah, and it's clear whatever some of the people may know in this group that Amrita out of one of them is just like, I will choose this or that before dare giving that information away.
It wasn't like Lorelei was directly agreeing to it. She was more just trying to fish for more information. Like even the mention of giving up the information has like visibly upset her. So it doesn't look like she would ever agree to it.
And what's Asuriel's stance?
She's just going with whatever everyone else is agreeing to because she doesn't know who this other dude is. She isn't sure what's going on at all. She's just there.
Something in the back of your mind, almost instinctually, warns you that vampires are not to be trifled with. Like, it almost feels like maybe in a past life you dealt with them before, and it's just like a discomfort at even the idea of being in their presence.
Just gonna lean over to Laura. Like, just get away from him already. Just really bad feeling about him.
I think if it were that simple, we wouldn't be here right now.
With Cillian and Amrita seeming to take the lead and the others not objecting, Mr. Pierce will again take the bottom of his waistcoat and kind of just straighten it out, make sure everything is in its proper place, brush his hair slightly off his forehead. Well then, if you would accompany me, and then gesture for you to lead.
Sure. Smiling lead.
And he will kind of direct you through the house. It's not hard to tell where he is angling you toward like the more servants areas, the out of the way, unseen places, the hallways that lead to the kitchen. And as you get to the kitchen, you can see that there is a simple pantry door that has been like nailed and boarded shut. There's even like furniture shoved up against it, and sort of thing just to stop whatever potentially is down there from getting through. And as of yet, it seems to have served its function.
So, any more information you might have about what's happening might give us an advantage.
Sadly, I am only one man. My attention has been directed outward, and underneath my own abode, something has been stirring, and I can't tell you what it is because I don't know. Suffice to say, there have been no indications of screams, noises, growls, nothing of the sort. Few people just went down for their daily tasks, and when they refused to come up, well, it was apparent they were gone. There is more underneath this house than just the pantry, abandoned long ago before Mr. Doyle moved in.
I'm gonna slap him in the face a couple times with an insight check.
I was about to be like, are you actually slapping him? Please no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, vampires are dodgy at best.
Yeah.
You don't know if he's just leading you into a trap, or, you know, he knows what you're walking into, or if it's legitimately an issue of
Trap it is.
he's been focused on other things and hasn't been able to deal with it.
So
Okay.
what was underneath the house before?
Again, this was before Mr. Doyle moved in and I with him.
Okay then.
However, I believe there was an undercroft and some sort of family crypt.
She's gonna lean over to Lorelei and say, "You're good with undead, right?"
Just looks at Asuriel with just like she's completely like pallid, like almost like grey-skinned with how pale she is. Sure, I'm
Yeah,
great with them.
I'm removing furniture.
If you need tools and that sort of thing, they can be provided to pull nails and such.
I have a motherfucking hammer right here.
I don't think a hammer that size will fix a lot of things.
Nope, break the door down.
It'll remove boards from a door.
Yeah.
It might remove the door as well, but
You'll remove the whole door.
Go into hole.
if that's what you would like to do.
Oh, I also have a hand axe, so I'll crack the nails off with the axe, break the blade, because chipping blades are what I do. Cast bending on it after destroying the blade.
Mr. Pierce will kind of just go over to the corner and stand with his arms crossed for a moment as you work, just observing and making sure you don't run.
Jumps out the window. What the fuck am I gonna do?
As you're doing this, there is a few kitchen staff that also come through and kind of do their work. They glance at you, but it almost seems like they're only partially aware of what you're even doing. There's no recognition that, oh shit, you guys are going down where people died. It's just kind of like, oh, they're doing a thing, go about their work, and then leave.
Okay, definitely trap. Okay, in we go.
Or pawns. What are they called again? Oh fuck.
Thralls?
Thralls, yes.
Yeah, but like it's like even thralls would be like, oh god, they're going down there where like Henry died. But no, they're like, oh, the food's going down into the basement. Okay. Guess we'll go chop them up later once they're dead.
That seems
Either
like
or,
a conclusion
potentially.
you're drawing.
That is a conclusion Acrio is drawing very much right now.
As soon as everything is removed. All right. Any last objections? Because otherwise, I'm going in.
Maybe you after me, right behind me, without
That's a lovely
Yeah.
instinct I'm going to stick to. Yeah, please go first. Please.
Shield out, hammer. I don't have any light.
I'll cast
And it
light
is-
on his on his hammer, I guess, if he doesn't have light.
Down into
Nice airy grey light. Yay.
yeah, lovely.
What was
Okay,
that?
ignore that. It was fluffy.
I think I will be behind. I'll be like the third person here.
I was gonna say
down.
if I could get a marching order.
I'm taking up the rear. Cleric sandwich.
Oh my god, this cat. She's going just in front of Lorelei.
Okay. So I will have the two kind of in the vanguard, being Cillian and Acrio. You can make either survival or investigation checks, and Asuriel and Lorelei in the rear can both make perception checks to kind of make sure nothing's gonna spring out and eat your face.
Yep, I'm cool. Yeah.
Hey,
I am
Hey.
so on guard right now.
You are looking.
I'm looking.
What
I'm
made you
fucking-
on edge? I can't tell.
You descend into this cellar kind of pantry area. It's got that musty, earthy smell to it. There are shelves lined with food stocks and jars which have been sealed, canned food, although it's in jars, not cans. But the canning process for preservatives, all very stock human food. Quite an indication that there are people who do need to eat that in the region, the vicinity of this household. Beyond that, there's a hallway that branches off immediately to the side. There's the pantry to one area and a hall that leads further in. Cillian, it's very dark, and you don't get the best view of anything with the light that's on Acrio's hammer because he's kind of moving it around, using it for his own means, and you don't catch sight of anything in particular. Acrio, there's a heavy amount of dust down here, easily a week's worth of buildup without any human activity. And you quickly see footsteps on the ground that were not made by you or the group as they've come down, smaller, probably female-sized footprints, not bare, but actual shoes, in a bit of the dust, but there's also a layer that covers those, as if that was a little bit a while ago. And then you start to see drag marks going off the hallway that leads the other direction.
Right.
And Lorelei, I should say, you also catch sight of that, although you're not really intently looking for it. It's just you're very perceptive and on edge in this moment. Taking everything in, there is an almost dead silence besides the creaking of your own shoes on the floorboards.
Soon as we're kind of getting deeper into it, farther away from the opening so that people can't hear anymore, I sort of turn around and I want to say, right, I want to make something clear. I don't really care about vampire politics or any vampires in particular, so if at any time I'm almost gonna die, I'm going back up and I'm giving him the information. I almost never do something out of the kindness of my heart, and I did this time, and if I die because of it, know that I don't want to do this. Know that I think we're walking into something, and he's sure as hell, he knows what it is, and he think he's scared of it. So it might be the end of us.
If it gets that dangerous, I'm not going to stop you.
Okay,
I
that's what I want to
understand.
know. Because I saw that you cared about him for some reason, and I think that's cool. I respect that. Want to try and protect your friend, because I don't think he means well.
I doubt it.
Get a fucking move on already.
But the lives of everyone here is worth more than my friends. So if it comes to a point where all of us are in danger, I hate to say it, but I won't stop you telling him the information.
Let's talk no more of this and get down here quicker.
I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself, and I'll be huddled next to Cillian, keep him safe.
That's you know that only lasts 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, but we're kind of getting. I don't
You
want to
can have it
cast
prepped.
prepped, but then not immediately cast. Okay.
Pretty much. I'll know that that's what you're doing.
I want to do it just before I get my throat torn out. Standing by Cillian, make sure I'm between him and the drag marks. Continue forward.
Acrio, you take only a few steps down this hallway, which you start to feel the temperature dropping. Only a slight degrees, but unlike the pantry, which was it was some stone, but mostly like wooden walls, wooden floor, this is like an older stone, kind of undercroft, quarried stone from maybe 100 years ago. And it's got that ancient smell to it, and that coldness almost radiating off the walls, and you're following kind of that drag mark, which suddenly ends. There's no blood, there are no boot prints leading anywhere. It's just the dragging that had disturbed the dust ends.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
What's up, Acrio? Why did you stop?
Tunnel keeps going?
Yeah, the tunnel keeps going, and you can see with your light shining up, it's gonna open up into a larger room. But the drag marks and the dust have just stopped, and it doesn't look like anyone's gotten up or moved from that point that you can identify.
How perfect is the stop? Is it like a clean cut? Or is it like it just kind of slowly tapers off? Like something
It's pretty
was dragged and then it...
clean cut. Like,
Okay.
theoretically, it could have been like drug and then thrown, potentially, but it's not like it tapers. It's like it was dragging through the dust and then ended very suddenly.
Okay. I'm gonna be holding my hammer up with the shield, turn it, kind of feel on the ground for like a trap door or something.
Mhm.
That's what I was looking for.
Sure. The stone floor in this area doesn't seem to yield any evidence of triggers or anything that would suggest a latch or something that could be opened. It's just solid floor. If you tap it in a few places with hand axe or something, because you probably wouldn't use your hammer for that, but just using something solid, everything feels completely solid.
Oh jeez. We've got something unnatural going on here. I don't like that at all.
Just trying to look up at the ceiling, just to check.
Amrita will look around as well to make sure they're not being watched. Like this time, just having the headband up and the third eye revealed.
You can make a perception check with advantage. Asuriel, looking at the ceiling, there doesn't seem to be any indication of anything, any disturbances on the walls or on the ceiling. There's all that fine layer of dust everywhere, and in the light of kind of that eerie gray coming off of Acrio's hammer, you see some of the particles kind of floating, but there's some torch sconces on the walls with old blackened marks, but nothing burning for decades at least.
I pull on them for fun.
They seem old and kind of like you could probably get one of the screws to break off pretty easily, but it doesn't seem to want to do anything. Amrita, you kind of look past with your eyes being able to see into the darkness, especially this third eye of yours and your senses picking up beyond what everyone can see with Acrio's hammer light. In the next room, there are rows of what look like stone coffin sarcophagi.
Careful. Up ahead. And she'll relay what she notices.
I start to focus my attention on the things I'm connected to.
Mm-hmm. Make for this a religion check. It's eerily quiet for you. You're used to seeing outlines of figures standing just behind a corner, people swinging from their own noose at intervals, people wailing at distances and up in your ear. Here it's like everything's gone quiet. And while in normal circumstances that would feel peaceful, this is more unsettling.
Oh, there's something really wrong here. Feels like they're waiting.
They are.
Or they're not here at all.
Yeah. Survey. We don't really a choice apart from proceeding, right?
We've
Well,
already come this far.
if anyone's a really, really good liar and doesn't feel like having the chance of getting their throat ripped out, we could always just lie and leave. Yep, killed it. We're leaving now. See you later.
Well, I just proved
You
I'm
sure?
a horrible liar.
Oh, well, yeah, fair enough.
And I think he knows a lot. And it's only going to cost me one. It's not going to work. I promise. We shouldn't be
This-
trying to.
This would be a matter of time before you start hunting us down, if we were to go with that route, because he will find out eventually. And
Eventually.
your instance, yeah, so.
Could I do some kind of religion or nature check to try and investigate, to figure out what we might be about to fight?
I don't know that you have enough information to build an idea of what is really happening. Are you guys entering into the next room, kind of the Undercroft?
Yeah, I'll be like, we just gotta go for it and shield up. Probably a good time to cast the spell now. Maybe, yeah. Okay, I'll cast it now.
False
Hopefully 10 minutes doesn't pass. It's a first level spell. Into the room. Slightly glowing yellow. Hammer up, shield up. Proceed slowly with Cillian nearby.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way into this room, this family crypt. Again, Cillian, everything remains unnaturally silent. I would like everyone to make an investigation check, or you can use your passive if you prefer. So, again, so you kind of enter into this crypt. You find names on each of these sarcophagi. The family name seems to be Hillcrest, which is obviously not Doyle, so you're not sure exactly who lived here at one point. The name doesn't ring a bell to anyone. Amrita, see where a set of drag marks in the dust begin again, disconnected from the first set, and without, again, there's no footprints, there's no claw marks in the ground, there's nothing. It's just, again, something was dragged through this area, starting from a point kind of in the middle of the floor, no blood to speak of, and continues on.
Rest, and she kind of kneels down briefly, looking it over, and stares again around this area, seeing if she could hear or see anything.
Fear.
I will say you can make a survival check with advantage for this due to your Hunter's Bane.
Wait.
Okay, can I also ask a question just about logistics and stuff?
Absolutely.
I now have proficiency in investigation because of my my Phantom Rogue thing, where I can choose like a different proficiency when I finish a long rest. Would that also mean that my passive investigation will go up, or it's just stuck at 12 then?
Your passive would be 10 plus your current skill, so it would be a 14. So in fact, you would be the one who notices this. You and Amrita.
Cool.
Amrita, you get down on your one knee, kind of observing these drag marks, which you can see again past the light, a point where they end. But at the edge of the room where there's a door, they seem to begin again up against the door, and then that looks almost like a scuffle. With your Hunter's Bane and those kind of senses activated, your eyes kind of flash momentarily that flaming orange yellow color that they do when you activate your Crimson Rite, that sanguimancy, just very briefly enhanced by your other senses. And you start to notice there are places on the walls where some of the dust has been almost scratched off.
Oh, no.
But nowhere near the drag marks.
Whatever's down.
And you can
there.
see that they do kind of follow the same path, and some of them, it's part of the sarcophagi as well, have like these places where it was like, not like with a paw or like a hand per se, but a place where it was kind of smudged and scratched off.
So it looks like they were trying to hide whatever tracks they had going on. Maybe?
With a 20, you would say it doesn't look like they were hiding it. It's just perhaps their wingspan is much greater than what they were dragging.
They're fucking what?
So it looks like whatever was going here and there
Reach.
could have been flying, is what you're saying.
No, when I say wingspan, I just mean reach. Like not actual wings.
Okay. Oh my god.
The width of their appendages is far greater than just like right up next to the thing they were dragging.
Alright,
Elongated
she'll just-
arms.
And it's on the walls and on top of things like the sarcophagus here and there.
Alright, and Rita raised her hand over the different pathways when she's investigating this. It's very sporadic, to say the very least. See how it comes off here and there.
But there's nothing on the ground that could have come from the creature.
Not that she can find.
All right.
God, what
So,
the fuck?
And
what
I will say also, because you did get a 20 on that, it's pretty good. In the places where the drag marks were in the hall, you can kind of circle back and you find similar, just very minute smudges, again on the walls and the ceiling that are not immediately apparently connected. But then in the space where the drag marks stopped, so do these marks.
Yes, it's very complex, to say the very least.
All right. And you said they disappeared again when the drag marks on the ground also disappeared. Well, that ruins my theory.
Hector kind of like looks, he's like, so this thing might be so fucking big that the only reason it was dragging it along the ground was because it was a tight hallway and that doorway over there. And because this room is fucking big, it was fucking climbing on the walls.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh.
My instinct said spider, but that's just because I'm fucking afraid of spiders.
I don't wanna fight creepy crawly shit, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Bigger target, easier to hit?
Oh, jeez. Bigger target hits harder.
That too.
Alright, let's just continue.
Alright, let's continue through the door. We go. How big is this door?
It's a set of double doors,
Oh god.
metal and stonework, carved, but it's so old you can't really make out much of the insignia on it. It looks like what might have been like an ancient family crest from back when families used to do that.
Yeah.
But the door is locked.
I think we've got a problem. Yeah, I was just about to say, I think it's smart enough to close doors. I don't think we're fighting a spider.
Oh no, it's got opposable thumbs.
Oh, jeez.
There were sarcophagi, right?
Yes.
Do they have any? Is there any damage to them? Do they have any holes, cracks, anything? You know, the lids shifted, anything, or?
They all seem pristinely undisturbed.
Okay. And you know, seeing as this is a family crypt, is it like arranged with, you know, husband and wife, you know, the heads of the family in the middle, and you know, the children, if any, like around them? Or
So you've got like 4 or 5 on either side, because you kind of enter this room and there's several on the side. On the walls, there are also places where it looks like, I can't think of the mausoleums and such, where people will be interned in the wall, and there's just kind of a plaque on the wall.
Okay.
So yeah, it seems to be a family because everybody seems to be the Hillcrest name.
the doctor will just kind of look at, you know, anybody just how quietly would you think a lot of us could shift the lid of one of these sarcophagus? Well,
You want to disturb the
sarcophagi.
dead, Doctor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if there's
hard no
anything
for
in
me,
there,
please.
Grave robbing.
to make sure that nothing besides the mortar remains is in there.
I'm gonna vote for opening this door right now.
Yeah, sure. Let me get working on that. And Doctor, you can just open a thing as much as you like. Yeah.
Yeah, your grave rob thing as I turn, look at the door, arms crossed.
Word of
The
warning.
doctor will just kind of try to do it himself then, seeing as nobody else will do it. Yeah.
You're
Mhm.
so
You can make a
persistent.
strength check real quick and
Yeah.
a thieves tools check from Cillian
Sure.
using dexterity.
I'm gonna. Do I have guidance? I do have guidance.
Yeah, if you want to slap a guidance on there,
yeah,
you may.
slap him in the face with a guidance.
So, the doctor, you find that these lids are heavy. Basically feel like they're sealed, whether or not they are, and you just, you know, that's not your deal.
My noodle arms.
It's super heavy, and you're not getting any purchase on it really at all. Cillian, you can vaguely feel that angelic guidance in your fingertips as you're working through this lock. It's older, not the type you've dealt with. The tumblers and things don't really function like a new lock, but it's almost easier because it's more primitive. And with that assistance, very quickly you hear the latch click inside the stonework.
While I'm working, I sort of. Right, are you here? Here.
Yeah,
That's right.
always around. There's
Very
not
good.
much else down here though.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm hearing. I just wanted to make sure you weren't having trouble here, weren't feeling like locked out or something, because this feels like hallowed ground or something.
You know, eventually most geists do move on. There are also things that devour us. Hard to tell.
Oh, well, if that is the case, please don't stick around for me. I'm not worth it. And then I'll just slide open the door.
Okay. So you open up these large double doors which swing inward.
Acrio will be.
Those are spider webs!
no.
Those are spider webs!
Oh no, a smart
That's spider.
spider.
Giant spider.
There have been small webs in corners. That's not uncommon. You find this large room, longer than it is wide, pillars running down the sides. There are an incredible amount of webs in the room. And strangely, in the center, there is this like pit. In a modern setting, you might think it was more like a swimming pool or something, but it's just the floor. It's like collapsed, but for the most part, it's a very particular set of collapsed floor where it's almost on a predetermined line. And inside of that, there are an incredible amount of webs and egg sacs and that sort of thing.
Oh no.
I turn to the doctor and I say, all right, if this actually is a fucking spider, I'm gonna need smoke right now. Please, can I borrow your pipe? Please.
He just kind of fucking no.
Oh my god.
Sorry, but this is my personal pipe.
You can cut my other
He
pipe
would
though.
he would kind of fish because he would also have like a sometimes he doesn't like smoking pipe. He has like a spare pack of cigarettes on him that he would pull out, and that is more, you know, somewhat some are for him to smoke and some just, you know, so that he can offer them to
So
people.
I would think more likely, given the setting, most stuff you roll yourself. So some of your pipe tobacco, and you could have some rolling papers to make cigarettes. So if you want to offer that to Cillian,
he would you know, make a cigarette and then just hand him the cigarette along with a match that unites.
As that's happening, Acrio steps through the doors with his hammer. Again, you find a thick layer of dust on top of all of this webbing caught in it, this strange, very large pit in the middle of the floor. Across the way, Amrita, you can see there is another set of doors, but Acrio, as you get in, you can see to your left where the stone walls have been broken in and there's exposed earth and collapsed wall, and kind of like this area that's been dug out, and there's webs, and you could probably see what appears to be a set of webbing that is long, somewhat cylindrical, wrapped up, thicker in the middle and tapers at the end.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what that is.
Suno's gonna cast light on whatever she has on herself that she can cast light on.
I'm gonna look to Lorelei, motion for her to join me. We're the front line here. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We're going. All right.
Step in.
Do we approach the hole in the wall?
I would rather not.
I can. I gotta go towards the hole in the wall.
Before you do, hold on. Don't go too close. I'm gonna open up my eyes of the grave and see what I can see, if I do see anything.
So I think you would probably first of all get kind of that somewhat undead presence that kind of surrounds Cillian in like little pings right around him, kind of in and out. But other than that, this space, there doesn't appear to be any sign of ghouls, geists, wraiths, anything like that. It's strange because most places there will be at least some kind of lingering element, even if it's not malicious. This is void.
Well, whatever's there, I don't think it's undead. So
I don't know if that's reassuring or not. Alright, I'm gonna take a torch out of my backpack, light it, and throwing a torch in.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see any creatures. You could see disturbed earth. You can see webs, kind of like those spiders that make like a tunnel web. It doesn't seem to go very deep. You can kind of see the end of it. the webs burn and melt where the torch hits it. You can definitely see with the light of the torch, that firelight, there is definitely the outline of a body that has been wrapped up in these webs.
All right. I'm going to take a defensive position, and I'm going to motion for somebody with a sharp weapon. Hey, Lorelei, want to go cut that body free?
Me?
Yeah, you. You're the only one that looks like they can take a hit besides me, and I gotta make sure these 4 don't die.
Cillian,
Okay.
as you're stepping in with your smoke finally wrapped up and lit, keeping your eyes open for everything, very much on edge, you start to see movement, little legs down in this corner, as I need everyone to roll initiative.
Hey!
Tiny spider.
Oh, so much
You
action.
go first.
Swarm of
If you all
spiders.
roll a little higher.
Oh, wait, no,
I'm
we're-
gonna roll like a
Oh
nat one.
boy, was that right?
Not a good day for anyone today. Wow.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think I matched the spiders, but they still go before me, probably.
Don't you have a high
They have a
dex?
+1 dexterity. I think
Oh, never
you
mind.
would
I go before the
them.
spiders, so.
Lorelei, you are the first as you're being directed to go open up this body, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cillian has not yet reacted to what he's seeing, so you are able to continue on.
Yeah, just make a way over to
Make my way downtown.
make my way downtown, Acrio. If I die, this is your fault.
Hey, you're tanky.
I'm not.
You have a shield.
I know. That's all. I have leather armor too.
What?
I have
So-
decent HP. That's fine.
What are you
I-
doing to
I have a
remove
knife,
the webs
so
from this? You do have a knife.
gently like
Okay.
cut open the little.
As you do, that putrid smell of bile hits your nose. You see a body that is gaunt and sunken in, and even just removing the webs from it, the skin almost seems to open itself up, and without anything holding it together, it starts to collapse in on itself and spread out as its innards have been completely liquefied and just start to pool around you.
No, ew.
Why?
Just turn back around to Acrio like it's soup. There's nothing in there.
Oh, fuck me. All right.
Just wretch. Bonus action wretch.
Yeah, Asuriel, you haven't really even gotten into the room quite yet, so you're not sure. Like, you hear her retching. It's disturbing, but it's not. You don't know exactly what's happening. It's confusing.
Yeah, she'll like move in a little bit, prepare to cast another flame blade, because that seemed to work on the last spider. If anything comes out of the darkness to attack us.
Amrita, I would say with your advanced perception, you also start to see these spiders skittering in the corner
You start to hear Cillian screaming. Not screaming.
as he's just like
Spiders, no,
taking
no,
in
no,
air
no,
to.
no. Yeah.
Anyway, but just like quickly goes ahead and casts the Crimson Rite. Let me roll my Hemocraft for that real quick, which is a D6.
D4.
I don't know why I always think it's a D6.
That's at level 5.
Oh, that's probably why.
Igniting this on your saber, on your bow. What are you using it on?
I will ignite
Which
it
weapon?
on my bow.
Okay.
In that moment, while the Vistani is kind of freaking out over the spiders, and Rita takes the tip of her right pointer finger, plucks it on the top of one of her arrows, kind of tracing the blood down the arrow, and her eyes ignite as she goes to kind of put the arrow in her bow that also seems to briefly ignite with like her glowing eyes and shoots in the corner.
That seagulls, Cillian.
Yes, that will definitely hit the spiders.
It was just trying to get a snack, midnight snack, and you killed it.
These are very small, and you don't seem to take out an excessive amount with the arrow itself. However, the fire that ignites and burns some of the webs is far more effective. It sounds almost like screams, but it's more like small insects being cooked alive and then popping.
Oh
Or
no,
arachnids,
popcorn!
Excuse me.
And that will be my turn.
Well, they're going to rush you since the group did not like that, and they seem to have some kind of instinct to them, and just start to swarm up your legs and on your boots and try to bite through the cloth and get down into your leathers.
No.
But I believe they cannot get past the initial, you are pretty high boots. Can't get past that. At least not yet. However, they do start to swarm higher up and crawl over your body. And Cillian, you witnessed this.
Okay. Am I technically engaged with the spiders or not?
You'd have to move one closer to be engaged with them.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I'll run away, please. Thank you. Next to Acrio, seems safe. And then I sort of look at my flimsy, thin fucking web. It'll do nothing against the swarm of spiders. Oh my god, I'll throw one. Let's see if it does anything except maybe hurt Amrita. Let's see.
You shish kebab like 20 in a row.
Yeah, you can fish kebab a few for sure. And they are within 5 feet of one of your allies, crawling up Amrita's legs, so you do get sneak attack.
Didn't even think about that. Then I'll move behind this pillar and I use my bonus action tide.
Okay. From anything that is blocked by that view, you are seemingly hidden. Doctor, you still kind of standing in the doorway as everyone has moved in. You start to see, first of all, Amrita's fire ignite on her bow and the glowing eyes, but then also these spiders like crawling up her legs.
Would attacking the spiders constitute a violation of his oath? Because it says
Yes.
a living creature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It would count.
Then he will move up and just kind of looking at the spiders, trying to basically tell Amrita kind of which areas of her body she should, protect the most in order for them not to, get there. Basically helping her with, her next action. Attack, sorry.
Sure.
And that will be him. Yep.
All right. Acrio, you've completely lost sight of Cillian. You don't know where he's at, but you do start to hear people talking about, spiders and shit like that.
My vision is like straight ahead, and that's all my visor constitutes.
Blinders on a horse.
Yeah. I'll cast Ascending Flame on the spiders.
That's badass.
Okay.
And
Post that real quick.
Dex save. Beat a 14.
They seem unaware of the possibility of magic as this radiance just like comes up from the ground effectively.
Whoosh. I get 3 temporary hit points, so I can get the ship out of me harder.
Yes.
And that's it.
At the top of the round, Lorelei, staggering back slightly from this, being hit with this smell, you're hearing everything that's going on, and you're like seeing this decomposed body, but you start to feel this looming presence over the top of you.
We didn't look
And
up.
these
You told me
small
to go cut the body open!
points of light, kind of like this vague glow behind your head.
Oh, cool.
Do you turn around to look at this?
Feeling a looming presence, she's gonna fucking hoof it, and like.
Well, it's not your turn yet.
I thought it was. I thought that's why you were addressing me.
You
no,
will have
I'm
a
not
turn,
gonna-
depending on.
Not gonna look. Not gonna look. Not gonna look. Not
Okay.
gonna look.
Then everyone else, including Acrio, will see as this gigantic pale white and blue spider with these bright luminescent eyes, multiple on its face, just appears from nowhere. There's no like smoke, there's no mist, there's no like sound. It just is there.
Oh, that is cool. Do we go? Oh fuck!
I'm scared of spiders.
Holy
I'm scared of
shit.
that.
I'm not scared of spiders.
Okay.
I'm not scared of spiders as
And-
long as they're not anywhere close to me.
Since it didn't roll the greatest initiative, you are able to move.
Oh, cool. Love it. Ah! Do not like. Yeah, I don't want to be up in its business. Like, I have a shield, but I don't want to. I don't want to be the front line. I'm just gonna like shimmy, 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 shimmy away, and be like, you might want to move.
Oh, fucker's gonna disappear.
I will say you stay just outside of its reach.
I'm gonna take the dodge action, and just like kind of stay here, shield up.
Then, Asuriel, you see this massive spider-like creature with these glowing eyes just appear in the space above Lorelei as she shuffles away, and it tracks her movements in this eerie silence.
All right, would her flame blade have sort of activated by now, since creepy spiders started crawling all over Amrita?
Sure. Again, describe what everybody would see as that ignites.
It's just sort of like she holds her hand up beside her like this, and just like sort of whoosh, and then a blade that kind of looks like it might be a scythe just appears.
Ah, yes. The scythe sword.
Yes, that.
Yeah, so
Fuck
it's
you.
it's like
Anyway.
small handle that kind of curves back and then jets forward, made entirely of this radiant flame.
He will try and attack the spiders on Amrita. Hopefully it's gonna work.
That does exactly the amount of HP that they have. Just with one quick slice through them. And really, you can feel the heat. This weapon almost seems to pass through you at points, just burning off these creatures. And you are free from their existence.
He was like, I said it was good against spiders. And then just gonna shuffle over to Acrio over here.
So Amrita, feeling that blade suddenly move through, and it's like there's still a couple spiders on you, but not enough to really do much. You kind of brush them off, kick them to the side, stomp on them if you want.
Yeah, after that happens, Amrita, she quickly rolls over probably to about maybe right there, or 10 feet away from the doctor.
Good turn.
And she will aim at the big boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's disappointing.
That does not hit. It's almost like it passes through the creature, similar to the way your arrows would pass through the banshee that you had fought. It's just like it moves through the space of it without finding any purchase. So Cillian, you are only a few steps away from this gigantic glowing-eyed spider.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I think
actually, hold up.
More spiders.
More
Uh-oh.
spiders.
Fuck's sake. This is there are yet more crows again.
Mhm.
God damn it.
Because they had the 20 initiative. Let's see. They're not actually going to attack anything. They're just going to move right there. So now you're up.
Okay, I'll move back, please. Thank you. Yeah, he wants to try to hide from this thing. It's first priority. So I'll use bonus action to hide.
It doesn't seem
then-
to have been overly focused on you.
And then after like a moment of regaining myself, just look around. Maybe no, he wouldn't engage them, so he'll turn back around and throw one of his needles. Oh no! Wait, what happens? I'm actually curious.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So roll a d4.
Uh-oh.
My leg! Fuck!
So, as you're doing this and this fear is setting in, and you're trying to overcome it, and you whip out and you go to throw, suddenly you hear distant but clear the cry of a small child, like a toddler, wailing, and for a moment you think it's her, and you process, no, she would be older than that, but still that wailing, that distant cry of a very young girl in your ears is all you can hear. That's all you can focus on.
Okay. We'll see what happens next, but I think that'll take him out for a round.
So yeah, you don't even really get a chance to throw this
Yeah.
needle as you're just like still hidden, but
Yeah, each sort of goes to throw it and then freezes and then drops the needle. It's kind of clink, 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 rolls away, and he just sort of stays there motionless, not even looking at the spider in full face of it, but he seems to have lost all focus.
Doesn't really have any business with these spiders. Not the big one and not the small ones. Move over to Amrita. And then just survey as he will dodge. Yep.
alrighty. This creature will leap through the air, one leg kind of up on the pillar in a this-wardly direction,
Hey!
moving
Question.
at a very unnatural speed. Yes.
I rolled a 15 and it rolled 10. Why is it going before me?
Oh, because I hit the wrong thing. So yeah, as it's doing that, you can go. As it's getting up all in your beeswax.
Oh. I can't
It's all
move
kind of happening at the
somebody
same moment. So
against its will out of the way, right? I can't
It's not
move
going to be against
Asuriel.
my will in this instance.
Do I have the
I kind
Do
of
I have the strength score to pick up Asuriel and throw her?
Tristan!
Every time he's like,
Every
let me throw a bitch. Let me throw him.
Let me
At
throw.
least once a session, Tristan's like, can I throw X?
Can
It's like,
I throw them?
Can I throw punches?
I mean, you could do a shove effectively.
Nah, Asuriel, you'll die. Oh well. Can I be here?
Sure.
Okay.
So basically, as it's rushing forward, kind of like leapt through the air, Acrio
Yeah.
spins around Asuriel to get in its path.
Yeah. Bonus action, spiritual weapon. Oh, it's a second level spell. I'm down a first level spell. Does it attack on this turn?
Yes,
it
when
rolled
you summon
an
it, it does attack.
Okay. Well, it rolled an 8, so I
Yeah,
didn't
this
realize
time
I
it
did
Doesn't
that.
hit, but it does attack. Again, as this creature is like moving forward very quickly and strangely silently, as if it's barely even touching the world around it, you summon forth this hammer to swing at it, just this flaming copy of what you carry, but it can't move quick enough.
And then I'll just do a main attack with my hammer against it. Hey.
That, however, does crush it in the face.
Yeah, just back hammer misses, first hammer, wham, right in the face.
Which causes it to rear back slightly. However, with the forward motion that it had, even being hit, its massive size in front of you, it is going to collide with you and Asuriel, and they need both of you to make either an acrobatics or athletics check.
Wow. Great.
Oh boy.
No athletics.
All right.
That's a nat one. See ya.
All right. Depending on how that attack goes, can Amrita use her reaction?
I think that's an attack.
To do what?
Oh wait, never mind. He's not making an attack.
Yeah, so it's
Never
it's
mind.
not attack. If you're
Never mind.
it's not
ignore
trying
me
to
then.
attack. Asuriel, you just kind of like tuck and roll underneath its legs. Acrio, as you've hit it in the face, you feel the force collide back at you. Again, this thing is very light, not really making any sounds as it moves, but the impact is colossal, and you are shoved back, staggering until your feet don't feel like they're touching anything, and you tip back into the pit.
Ooh,
Nice.
no.
Oh no!
Oh,
Got an
that's
idea.
We're in a
ladies and
pinball
gentlemen.
machine.
You are going
So
to
it's-
drop 10 feet and take a d6 of the fall damages. It's only
Hey!
one. You are encased
Yay!
in your armors. However, as you try to struggle and move, you do find that you are restrained by the webbing.
Awesome.
And
That
as
works
a
with-
bonus action, it vanishes from existence.
Oh, cool.
So Lorelei,
Yeah. I'll prepare Toll the Dead for as soon as I see it reappear to just. Because it's the longest range thing I have, and I don't know if it'll reappear here or if it might go somewhere else.
Okay.
And as I'm preparing it, she'll just like, with her other hand, just like kind of elbow Cillian and just be like, snap out of it! Other hand swirling necrosis ready to.
make an insight check, Lorelei.
You probably hear him mutter before you do that. It might have gotten her. Might have gotten her. That's what he's saying.
You see his eyes kind of like glazed over slightly. He's not really looking in the direction where the spider had been. His eyes aren't darting around like they had been before, looking for everything around him. He's staring off into nothingness. It's not like the fear of the spider has gotten to him. It's something else that you're unaware of.
Shit.
Avoided getting yoked by a spider, and now Acrio's in the pit. Swing over to the pit. Acrio, do you need help?
Just toss the torch down. I'm a little stuck here.
I don't have a torch, but I have fire.
Are you gonna catch me on fire?
I don't know.
Okay, well I'll do it anyway. I'm sure it'll be fine.
As you're looking down in the pit, Asuriel, you start to see the little, very small spiders. It's more like there's a wave of movement across the tops of the webs heading toward Acrio.
Oh god.
Okay, do it quicker. Burn
It's
it.
like, it's gonna aim a firebolt at them.
No, don't burn them. Burn me.
Well, just like kind of like around between them and him, closer to him.
Flash zone. Oh
Shit.
The webs do start to burn, but you can see most of the swarm kind of like moves out front, like in a ring around the webs that are on fire, but they can still continue to filter forward without interacting with any of that fire that was hurled at them.
Alright, that's gonna be
Still
it.
stuck.
She rapidly looks around. She's like, shit. But since the big guy is gone right now, and seeing that the Cathar has fallen into the pit, she is going to try and scamper around over here and try to shoot at the spiders.
You're gonna have to move
Or
closer
wait.
to the edge to see them. It's a 10-foot drop.
Oh, yeah, crap.
You'd have to be like right here to even see into the pit, which is
Oh,
again,
right,
it's this
'cause it
weird
goes,
like
goes down. Yeah, all right.
there's a collapsed stone along like
Robert,
these
it go
rather
down.
perfect edges for the most
All right.
part.
So if I'm on the corner right here, that's fine, right? If I have
Yes,
to-
you can see them there. Yeah, it's 10
All
feet
right.
down ish.
Then I will shoot down at these fools.
With Asuriel's flaming webs and your kind of like herding them. Your arrow again doesn't skewer very many, but the added fire from it, from the Crimson Rite, does cause many of them to burn and boil and pop yet again. Scurrying away from this fire, they do go toward the heartbeat down here, the source of blood, the living organism that can be consumed. And because you are restrained, they do get advantage, but you're pretty heavily armored. And yeah, they're crawling over you, and you can see them like crawl across your vision, going from one side of the visor to the other, like little webs trailing across your eyes line, and you can very vaguely start to feel the heat of the webs burning around you, but none of their bites. Well, the webs are slightly on fire.
Oh.
But you don't feel any spider bites. And
spinning
Cillian,
plates.
you felt Lorelei kind of jostle you, but you can't hear her say anything. All you can focus on is this screaming baby sound in your ears.
Okay. Then he will just... Lorelei will kind of see him start to sway while standing. And he's just sort of whispering, almost afraid. It's all right. Daddy's here. It's gonna be okay. I'm here. Don't worry. Don't need to cry. Daddy's here. And sort of rocking back and forth. And if I can do anything...
Yeah, you're not hampered other than you can't hear, and however you think he would react in that moment.
Yeah. I think he will, toward the end, start to sort of figure himself out and stuff, and he will take one step and then ready he grabs the scissors from his thing and readies an attack if anything comes within 5 feet of him.
Sure. And it's almost like an instinctual Lorelei. You see him like going for his weapon, like not even paying attention to it. It's not really a weapon, it's half of a scissors. But yeah, it's just muscle memory almost.
Yeah.
And yeah, the doctor, you've kind of heard this muttering. You see the spiders vanished. People are shooting down into the pit where Acrio has fallen.
He will move up to the edge first. Can you see Acrio from where he stands?
Acrio's hammer had light cast on it by Lorelei. Hammer's glowing very brightly, although it's kind of like eerie, dim gray, almost like misty glow to it. But you can see, yeah, a very armored boy laying in the webs, kind of caught up, and these little spiders crawling all over his exosuit.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Is he prone right now, or?
Yes, he's prone and restrained in webbing.
Doctor will kind of grab onto the ledge, kind of lowering himself so that he doesn't drop 10 feet, and just kind of let go of the ledge, kind of dropping down, and then getting a step out. Try to, cut away the webs.
So, yeah, climbing down and just kind of like letting yourself drop, you feel all that feeling that web gives across your skin, like hairs touching you.
Yeah.
It makes your skin crawl, but yeah, as you're trying to move the webs away from Acrio, you find yourself getting caught up in them somewhat.
Yeah, then he would try to cut those away first.
Okay. So I will need you to make either a kind of an athletics or acrobatics check. Are you using like a scalpel?
Yeah, he's using a scalpel. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Very quick motions, cutting them away. Free yourself and kind of move them back. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and getting ready to do the same with Acrio, kind of just giving him a nod and kind of indicating that he's, trying to get him free. And that's me.
So yeah, Acrio, you see the doctor kind of like shimmy down the ledge, cut himself free and move these webs back, and then go to start assisting your being freed.
I've got spiders and webs on me right now. So as much as I love the help, I'm going to grab my hammer. Well, I'm already holding my hammer. And I'm going to cast Scorching Ray. All 3 bolts on myself.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not really a leveled thing. It's just you have 3 charges of the shooty fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna use 2 on myself. How many would it take to get myself free? I want to free myself with Scorching Ray. How many do I have to use?
Well, I mean, you don't know. It's just a matter of...
I'm gonna use all 3. No, I'm gonna use 2.
One in the barrel for later.
Yeah.
Are you shooting at the spiders crawling all over you, or the webs, or?
I'll aim for the spiders, but I might hit myself.
Sure.
I'll aim one at myself,
roll a natural one.
And I'll shoot 1 at the webs and then 1 at the spiders with myself in range. So it's 1d20 plus 6, 12 against the webs.
That is enough to hit the webs.
Okay.
Do you not have a Scorching Race attack set up?
Do I? I didn't actually
should.
check. Oh, hey, look what I do. And then 9 against the spiders.
Yeah, the spiders, maybe it's that hesitancy because you're shooting at yourself. But these little motes of fire that come out. So the hammer, that little blue gem that hovers over the top of it at all times, bursts into flames, and that little mote of fire on it, which is somewhat bluish, the edges are that golden radiant fire, but the center is like that blue heat of intense fire that just launches out, kind of spins around, hits the webs, burns them somewhat. The other one comes out, but it's like you can't quite bring yourself to shoot yourself with fire because it's just that natural instinct of survival.
To not hurt yourself
doesn't allow it, and none of the spiders are taken out by that.
Am I free?
Roll the damage.
Oh yeah.
For the webs.
11 fire.
Then I will say it burns and melts them away. Everything is very hot around you, just for a brief moment of flashing flame. But the area right around you is no longer webbed.
Still smoking. I'm gonna jump onto the ledge, grab it, and try and pull myself up with my movement. If I can do that, I don't know if I.
Yeah, you make an athletics check, and this is climbing, so you're adept at climbing, being from Stensia.
Yeah.
Get a D6 on top of that.
Athletics.
Come on, D6.
16.
It's difficult because this ledge is like, it's almost like the stonework comes out a little further than the edges of the pit, so it's like hard to get and shimmy up over it. The doctor probably helps shove you a little bit, so you are able to make it, but it seems as though this pit in this room was designed
to trap
whether
people.
The spiders were there or not. Yeah, it was a pit trap at one time. It's been activated, though. The floor collapsed already at some time in the distant past. So
once I'm out, hand down, try to pull the doctor out, or at least help pull him out. Spider's still on me.
Yes, they are.
Grab the spidery Cathar's hands.
Yeah, grab the spidery Cathar's hands.
which we will get to as the swarm of even more spiders skitters across the ground rather speedily, and Cillian is going for his weapon. Lorelei, you're the first to see that almost like pulsating glow of multiple eyes just above him
Oh, fuck.
as it
Bro.
appears back in existence.
So can I use my reaction to toll the dead it?
You can.
Because I had that prepped. So that is a
The wisdom save.
DC
DC
14.
14.
Ooh, 11! Get fucked!
No!
And I'm gonna say I can't. Too bad. I can't use my reaction because he probably doesn't see him yet because he can't hear him.
Right, it counts as an unseen attacker, so it actually does have advantage on you,
Okay,
as
cool.
it will attempt to, do nothing at
Ooh.
all.
These spiders with advantage, they keep rolling an 8.
In my mind, Lorelei just sort of jumps in between.
Oh yeah.
Shields up, so just a little like.
And she casts this Toll the Dead that you've seen her do before, and it almost hesitates due to that. That kind of necrosis, it seems to ward it off, but it makes it pause for a moment. And Lorelei, you're up in its face,
Okay.
in its multiple glowing-eyed face.
Question: if I was to move around it, could I like go that way to go around it, like still within its reach?
Sure. It's large and above you, so yeah, you can kind of.
Yeah, I just want to kind of like duck under it and try and like get behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And once I am behind it, I am going to cast Decompose and punch it in its stupid abdomen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Give it a little.
Cool. As your hand hits it, and you're expecting that necrosis, that acceleration of dead things, this creature doesn't react at all.
Again! I can't hit anything!
You hit it,
Literally.
you touched it, but you know
I
that
can't hurt anything.
decomposition hastens along things that are undead or constructed, and like causes them to rot more quickly, return to what should be their decomposed state. This thing is definitely alive, and you can tell
Is
that
roll
by
against
touching
the
it.
corporeal, undead, or construct. I'm an idiot. I completely forgot that that was a thing of the spell. Well, I'm trying to distract it. How's that? I'm trying to
Sure, yeah.
distract it away
Yeah.
from Cillian and just get its
Okay.
attention on me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think I see it now. So can I take my reaction? My held attack.
Sure.
I'm gonna say the first one is the disadvantage because of what he's dealing with. First attack.
Double crit,
Or
double
just
crit,
the attack in
double crit,
general.
Come on.
That does hit.
Hey. Switch.
It's a rather frantic jab with these blades, so it's not
Mhm.
excessively precise, but it is enough to kind of like get up and tear through one of its mandibles, which just leaks like this gray liquid that almost has a luminescence to it.
Well, the crew is doing fine. Maybe. Gonna shimmy onto its spoder and attack
Okay.
with lightning blade, and hopefully not get Yote.
Burning through it, there's a spray of what you can assume is blood, almost more like an ectoplasm, as it's this luminescent gray liquid. It's almost thinner than blood even.
That's gonna smell nice later.
Doesn't seem to smell like anything in the moment, but you can feel it. It's not like it's a spectral fluid. It's definitely there.
It's just kind of like shippers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will. Yeah, let's see, we'll back up over here, and Amrita surveys the area between the little spiders as well as the large one. Seeing the other three who are focused on the large one at the moment, she will try to make sure to get some of the littler ones.
Mm-hmm. The blade hits the arrow hits the ground, that stonework, and kind of glances off of it, but the fire ignites this group of them as they're crawling across the ground. So this group is going to scurry up and start crawling over Asuriel's cloaks and pants and down into her boots.
Ew.
It's the holy blood.
Of course, the one time it's the squishy.
Take 9 piercing damage just all up and down your legs. These small stinging bite marks.
He's like, eep!
The other group will crawl down Acrio's arm and down onto the doctor as he's reaching down for him, and start just like a wave of them move down and drop little webs dropping down onto Dr. Engel.
I guess they don't like being caught on fire.
Yeah, who'd have
Oh,
thought?
right, I need you to make a concentration check for the flame blade.
Yes, please do that.
Of course! Why?
All the stinging pain in your legs is enough to distract you, and the blade in your hand just vanishes.
Oh yeah, I took
As the
2
doctor
damage
will
from that
take-
fall.
6 piercing, not too many, but just like up your arm primarily, a little bit like fall on your shoulder and on your neck.
I gotta make one of those con checks as well. That's a lot of nat ones. Not gonna lie.
So that
Got
that
a
would be
point,
the
though.
Shield of Faith.
Yeah. I'm basically a squishy now. I might as well die.
Yeah, exactly. Only 22 AC. Cillian, you have regained your composure. You still, like, looking around, can't hear anything. Still, that is a kind of a lingering thing. You're deafened, but you can see well enough.
Yes. Okay, then just the exact same spot I had him last, just with the left.
Going
half
for
of
the
scissors.
mouth.
Ooh.
You're gonna turn that spider into the Joker.
Yes.
And as I stick this half of scissors in, I leave it in, and I think Asuriel might see this because Lorelei's on the other side. You see Cillian's eyes just get a shade lighter, and you all hear very faint, like it's 10 kilometers away, that same crying as I use a wail of the grave to
Nice.
hurt the spiders on Asuriel.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
That's not creepy at all.
Damage.
Ah.
Lorelei, X-doubt.
I wasn't scared of the spiders, but now I'm hearing a baby. Now I'm scared.
And as you've slashed one mandible and then hit the other one with the left side of the scissors, it's like spraying this grayish, glowing blood, and it is very bloodied at this point. Dr. Engel, you've got spiders on you, but you also have a way out of this pit.
Yeah, question is, if I move right now, or well, grab onto fucking Acrio's hand, would that provoke the attack of opportunity?
I think
No,
they come
because
with
they are
you.
basically on your body still, so you would just pull them up with you.
Okay. How, if at all, would disengage work?
Effectively
I
disengaging
noticed
would be like you brush enough of them off that you can move away from the swarm without, them following you and being able to attack you.
Yeah, disengaging and then grabbing Acrio's hand to pull myself up.
Yeah, with his assist from the top, yeah, he can pull you up out of the pit.
So that would be
Just like
10
gauntleted
10 feet
hand
away.
clasp. Yep.
Brush hand. throw up into the ceiling.
Yeah, the doctor will just kind of briefly nod and kind of try to assess the situation. How is Cillian, Asuriel, and Lorelei? How are they looking in terms of, dying?
Mentally unstable,
Just-
physically fine.
I am now bloodied.
Same. Same.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Okay.
to turn on the bloodied effect. There we go.
Okay. Kind of not really wasting any more time. We'll move up. Once more, kind of as he moves, he opens his bag and kind of pulling out a syringe as well as a vial, kind of loading that up with this sort of same healing shot that he used earlier. He will move up, let out this brief whistle as to let Asuriel know that he's here before just kind of stabbing the needle into her arm and doing first aid.
She's still gonna go like, eep! What the fuck?
Yeah, you recover, seeing as I did not harm anybody, 8 points.
Oh yay!
And that will be me.
Alright, no longer
Nice.
bloody.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
you
you've-
heal people more when you don't beat the shit out of them?
Yeah, that's why I don't. Yeah, that's why
That's
I don't
cool.
attack anybody. Yeah, which is why I
I
asked
like
you
it.
It's
that.
one of the
I like it a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's,
doctoral
It's the doctor's
uh,
oath. Yeah.
oath,
Do no harm.
oaths. Yeah, you have a couple different options. One is, do no harm.
Mhm.
Kind of
Nice.
cool.
That's an
So yeah,
interesting.
you
Wow, yeah.
you felt this jab
It's-
and this revitalization before Asuriel, after being hit in the face with the banshee, and yeah, the prick stings a little bit, but the pain from the bites is dulled somewhat.
I can't feel anything in my body.
It's not-
He injects her with like a body anesthetic and she just like dropped to the floor.
Just injects her with way too much ketamine.
It's like,
Ow.
shit, that's the wrong vial.
Oh, that
Wait.
was, that was it. Was
Oh, no,
translated.
sir.
Should have labeled those better.
She's gonna
Acrio, you're
feel
up.
really good for about 3 hours, but not gonna be in the fight.
Mm.
Would this be within range of punching it?
Sure.
Okay. Hammer's gonna move over the top of me as well, so hammer above me, hammer in my hand. And two hitties, big, humongous hitties. Oof.
So being bloodied, its AC is 11, so both of those hit.
Hey! Oh fuck. Okay, spiritual weapon, go off.
Yep.
Go
yep.
off, Kane.
Yep. It's very close. It's like as both these hammers come down on it, its face ripped open with scissors. You hit both of the eyes, and kind of collapse them in. They start to kind of flicker instead of glow brightly. It rears back as if screaming, the mouth kind of like salivating, but almost no sound is produced by it, at least not in the physical plane.
Ooh. Somewhere someone's really hating that noise.
Cillian being closer, it will make an attack at him. It is desperate, so it has disadvantage.
I have a thing, I think. No, I don't think I have a thing. I think we already went over that. I don't have
Yeah,
a thing.
that's not a thing that you can do as a reaction. Here goes.
Lorelei has the thing.
No, I don't. Not now.
What? Don't you have the crit canceling thing?
Not until level 6.
Oh, well, it's a fucking 8.
But it
What is
will
it with these
miss.
spiders and rolling 8?
That's
And why
all
is it
they
never
do,
at me?
8s and 7s.
because you
Doesn't
haven't
have
really
the drop-
done anything to it.
I mean, think about it. Spiders have 8 legs, so they're rolling 8s.
Hey!
Big brain. Big brain.
And as a bonus action, it then disappears yet again.
Hey, for fuck's sake.
Just as Lorelei, you're about to do something, it's gone.
It's like raising a hand. Shit.
You still see there is a swarm of spiders crawling up Asuriel's legs.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll deal with those then. I will toll the dead on that swarm. I hope I can do that.
You cast
Yeah,
inflict wounds, miss the spider,
They're
and slap the
not
cereal with it.
incredibly intelligent or wise. Yeah, no, they're
Yeah.
not wise at all.
Damn,
She just like curls her hands like this and just like mimics like when spiders' legs curl up when they die and just some of them
A
start to
bunch of them
shrink.
just mimic that exact motion as they crumple up and just fall off of you. There's still some. The entire swarm's not gone, but they took a lot from that.
I'll just stay where I am.
She's gonna cast a little mind sliver on them. First of all, she's gonna do a quicken spell, so that is a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see how mind sliver is. It is a
Intelligence save, which they are
yes.
horrible at.
Yes, nice. That's
Yeah, they
nice.
rolled an 11 on that.
Oh,
Minus
no
5.
thoughts, head
More
empty.
spiders.
They're just bugs.
That's a little disappointing.
A few of them do drop off and don't seem to be biting at you, but for the most part, a psychic blast doesn't seem to have done a lot to a bunch of little arachnids.
Yeah, they do get a minus 1d4 from their next saving throw, but oh well.
Mhm.
She's gonna ready action to cast an ice knife if the big spider reappears.
Okay.
So if I moved a few feet back from these spiders, I wouldn't be able to see them, right? Since they're
Correct, yeah.
down
You
here.
can't even really see them right now.
Okay.
Like you can see the ones on Asuriel, but the ones that are still down in the pit, you have no idea where they are. They're kind of crawling up the walls of it, but
Seeing as everybody is crowded there, she will probably not attempt to shoot, not wanting to hit anybody. So she is going to back up right here and survey the room to see where, or even if the spider may be invisible, just try to see if she can pinpoint its location. Although she's near the others, her back is sort of turned looking around. She inhales through her nose to see if she can detect where it went.
all right, sure. Then yeah, make a survival check with advantage. As far as you can tell, it is not in this room.
What the hell? And that's all she can do.
That's as far as it can get crawling up the walls. The other one will attempt to bite again at Asuriel, being diminished.
Hiya!
What did it roll? A 29?
Just a 20. You take 8
Aw.
points of damage, and I need you to make a concentration check on your readied spell.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, when you ready a spell, you have to concentrate on it until it goes off. You are able to do that. The pain is not enough to break your focus on this ice knife that is just like beginning to form.
Yeah, I'll just try to get these spiders off of the cereal with some blitz.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop. And out.
Dank.
Fortunately, you have the sneak attack because otherwise that would have not been enough. However, because you are so precise, you can get enough of them that they are destroyed.
Things. He says too loud because he can't hear anything. And I will stay exactly where I am, surrounded by people.
That's a good
She
idea.
was like, thank you!
Then the doctor is up. These spiders are still kind of like crawling up behind you, but whether or not you care about that.
They are adjacent to me, so disengage. Moving around. Give Asuriel 8 more hit points once more. injecting her with healing shots.
She's gonna look like a junkie by the end of this, but it's just like the second time is like, thanks.
Okay, it just nods, and then move back further over here. And that is me.
You keep getting knocked down to 11 hit points and then right back up to 19.
Asuriel,
Just
stop
bleeding
dying.
profusely, totally fine. Bleeding profusely, totally fine.
Help.
Okay. I'm gonna play whack-a-mole and hammer swabang.
Mm-hmm.
And swabang. Hit myself in the
Well, that
foot.
one. The first one, like, hits in the middle and they kind of scatter out from that. The second one, like, in that same motion, they've already moved away.
Yeah.
In a last-ditch effort to get something out of this before it tries to make an escape, it will have scurried around somewhat and reappear, fangs directly in Asuriel's face.
It's actually sort of frightening when it appears.
Yay!
It's horrifying.
Oh,
It is just gonna miss, and you can make your ice knife attack.
Alright, so it's supposed to be ranged, so I'm
Mhm.
guessing that's disadvantage.
Yes.
Hiya. Come on. Yes.
But still, even though this isn't the way it's supposed to work, you just fling it in its face and stab it between the eyes. And how would you like to ice knife this to death?
She definitely lets out a scream when it just reappears right in front of her, thrusting her hand out, and it's point blank shoots straight from her hand, right in between its eyes, and just kind of flops down right in front of her, and she's like,
The ice bursts into crystals that kind of like drift down on you like snow, as the creature again almost like goes to scream, but there's no sound that is produced by it, or if there is, it's like a very distant wail, like you're not really hearing it from a source around you, as its legs just start to crumple up and it kind of like leans over on its side. It still remains physically present, but it is completely dead.
I don't think I was scared of spiders before, but I think I am now.
And I'm gonna say it's probably pretty easy to deal with the rest of this swarm. So we will go ahead and conclude the combat, as you guys can smash the last few of the spiders, shoot them, do whatever you need to do,
Stomp on 'em all.
and yeah. You've got the massive corpse of this spider that seems to phase out of the material world and the border ethereal. This room, a dead body that's just been liquefied, some kind of strange activated pit trap, and there is another set of double doors over here.
I have a question. So,
Yes.
Learning about maybe some creatures when she was training under her mentor, does this look like something Amrita might have learned about through him, or maybe read about in books or anything of that sort?
Make a nature check.
Augurs, maybe?
Oh yeah. You very distinctly recall your teacher Garrick going over some of the less commonly found creatures in Innistrad, along with the bulk of common threats. And you recall taking a moment and kind of looking over the body and that gray, thin liquid that is pooling around it, which, as the blood kind of like trails out, that glow diminishes, and then the blood itself almost seems to just vanish around it. And you recall him speaking of what is colloquially referred to as a phase spider. It is a monstrosity that exists partially in the physical world, partially in the realm of existence where geists touch the world, because they are spirits that are generally not seen or interacted with. They don't just disappear. There's another kind of realm overlaid on the world. Cillian would know a little more about that, but you know that some creatures, as that is a natural part of Innistrad's world, some creatures interact with it more than humans do.
Yeah, she looks over the beast and snaps her fingers. That's what this is, now I remember. Phase spider. I learned about it when I was younger. When it would disappear in the moments neither of us would see it, it was not really here at all, but somewhere else. And she goes into brief logistics, but stares over at the door.
Cillian can see her speaking, but still, it's like taking a bit to regain his hearing of the world around him, rather than this screaming baby in his ears, in the back of his mind. Amrita, you would also know with a natural 20 that phase spiders do feed on physical bodies. However, they can also get more of their nutrients from the soul of the thing they killed, and they do consume geists. They have a means of eating the incorporeal undead, which does make sense as to why there was none in the crypts and no lingering echoes.
Let's just say, bless the angels, none of our souls were taken from this thing. Because then there would have been no blessed sleep, I would guarantee, at all, for any soul that comes in this area.
Terrible.
Sorry. Missed most of that. Was it important?
Amrita stares over at him briefly. Just let's try to investigate the door, but hopefully we do not encounter any more of these phase spiders. As I said, they can be quite deadly, seeing as they are both physical and how do you fucking say it?
Ethereal?
Ethereal, thank you.
Real.
Like a cereal, but with a lid.
Yeah.
Ethereal.
Both physical and ethereal. So I guarantee we won't find any undead, at least in this room, no matter how many souls or bodies it could have consumed.
I didn't sense any.
Okay.
I checked, but I didn't sense anything.
Over your
say,
shoulder, Cillian, you just hear Rigan go, "Ooh."
Oh, you're still here. Thank God. For a second. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, she nods to Lorelei. Well, it's as I said, they can consume soul.
Is Cyril probably using Firebolt to burn whatever the fuck's left in the pit? Just...
Yes, please burn all the eggs.
Yeah, which, as you can burn all the webs and these egg sacs away, it seems most of these were the terrestrial spiders domain. You do find in there some very, very old skeletons that look humanoid.
Could the doctor determine, looking at the bones, when those folks died?
You can try. You can make a medicine check.
Can I do a help action on that?
Are you proficient with medicine?
Yes.
Then yes. So the doctor can roll again for advantage. The flesh doesn't appear to have been eaten off of them. It's a little bit difficult to tell, especially from the distance and the fact that they just got burned partially with a bunch of fire bolts. But you would suspect they had just been down here, rotted away, and turned to dust over time. However long that would have taken. But it was decades, if not a century or more.
Okay, yeah, and it just relays that.
You could probably see with 26, they have like some of the bones are like broken and snapped, as if from impact, probably falling into this collapsing pit.
Okay.
Azuriel's gonna look at the cards like, should we drag this back, or?
I hate to be on the dark side, but as I said, it's not going to do anything. Even if you brought the bodies back to the surface, their souls are long gone.
No, she's looking at the spider body. She's like, prove that we killed the thing.
We cut off, I don't know, how big is the head?
I mean, it doesn't really have a head.
Okay.
The thorax.
Connected.
Yeah,
it's really big. I mean, you could cut off part of a leg or something a lot more easily than a whole head or something like that.
Yeah.
You guys can do that if you want. I'm staying the fuck away from it.
Yeah, the doctor would probably pull out his scalpel and then just get to work.
It does take a bit with a small blade to disconnect, and the
sure, he could
or
also
whatever
have
feels a little weird. It's like smooth and like silk almost. It's unnaturally smooth. Amrita's approaching the door.
Yeah, she will
I'll go along with her.
investigate the door to see if it is also locked.
You do find a similar locking mechanism on this door as to the ones coming into this room.
Does she hear anything on her side, or
make a perception check with advantage.
Okay. I will do that.
Because animal instincts. These doors are pretty thick. You don't hear anything, but you're not sure if that's indicative that there's nothing there or just because it would be too muffled.
We'll have to open this one like the other one.
Sure. You want to try this time?
Fine.
All right. So the trick is, and I explained it like the last lock.
I've done this before, but
I was just gonna prepare you. Old locks require they're easy, but your things snap quicker because the tumblers are everywhere. You got it. Never mind.
I told you.
He's like, yes, I'm well aware.
Yeah, Amrita is sort of ignoring him, focused on it, and probably as he's going to explain more, she cracks it open.
While that's going on, can I have the doctor make a nature check as well?
Sure.
So you find the creature, in a quick examination, does also possess a poison. You didn't interact with it, didn't see anyone get hit with a bite, and this being a strange creature that's not entirely corporeal, you're not sure exactly what it would do, but I would say you have effectively like 13 GP worth of crafting components for like the animal venom poison. Okay. I'm not sure if that's a recipe you've got, but that's what you would have access for.
Yeah, okay.
The door swings open as Amrita gets it unlocked, and you find this small kind of antechamber. There are more webs. Spider kind of like comes down in front of your vision, and you can just smash it.
Oh.
The room also has cobwebs. There appears to be a chest that you can see kind of covered in webs over here. It doesn't seem to lead anywhere particular, but on this opposite wall you see an incredibly old and somewhat simple painting, a portrait of an individual kind of in older style, ancient armor. There's like, he's wearing like ring mail and stuff like that, almost knightly in his appearance, nothing that you've seen in the modern era.
This place is old.
Oh wait, it's a painting.
Yeah, if you want to take a painting of some armor, sure.
Can I actually look if the painting is worth much? I think I'd have a pretty keen.
Get a little appraisal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could I actually look
Antiques Roadshow. Let's go.
I will
wanna-
investigate the chest nearby.
Okay.
And the boys will be admiring the painting because I want to look at the armor. Want to like try and copy from its style.
I mean, okay, cool. Make a smith's tools check with your intelligence real quick, and
Can
I
give
will
myself
say
guidance?
make a perception check, Cillian.
Can I give myself guidance on it?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Joel will come in to look at the painting as well.
Hey! Yes!
Oh, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
He is looking
I
disrespectfully.
want the armor.
So there's two things. First of all, Cillian, you're like, it's nice, but not the most professional. It's like old and might be important to family members, maybe, but nothing that you think is gonna like capture a collector's attention.
It's not like an ancient famous painter or something.
It doesn't look like it. There's no little signature or anything. Acrio, as you're looking it over, trying to like take in the details, again, this is not really, you don't have access to an actual physical copy of this armor. It's what somebody painted of it.
Yeah.
And you can very distinctly tell this would be very inefficient for a person to wear in the modern era.
Oh,
You can tell
God.
there's a reason we've progressed past this. This is old style. This is what we've moved on from. Like, some vampires still wear it out of tradition, that woven ring metal, but people don't use that because it can be pierced with crossbow bolts too easily and doesn't offer the same protection as modern apparel.
Modern
However-
Kevlar plating.
I will say, you, just because it was a natural 20, you do notice on the frame, which is almost ornately carved and built into the wall, it seems completely solid, like attached, but as you're kind of like going over the brush strokes and everything like that and touching it, you realize there's no back to this painting. It's just the parchment.
Hey, Cillian. How much is this painting worth?
Like 2 gold if I talked real well.
All right. Punch my hand through it.
Yeah, what about the chest?
Directly into a phase spider's mouth, and it rips you inside. No, Amrita, this chest is old to the point of the wood's like not even really solid anymore. It's like started to rot and decompose. It's locked, but you can just like pull some of the old wood away and get to it. I'm gonna have you roll me 2d12 and then also a d3.
Specific. I like those real D3s. They're weird.
Ooh, very nice. You find 170 gold pieces in this chest.
Damn.
They are,
Hey.
again, very old. You don't see anything stamped with this symbol on it anymore. You don't interact the most with money and, you know, mercantile guilds or anything, but just looking at them, they seem to have a similar weight and consistency to most modern gold minting. There's no symbol of Avacyn on it, which is odd. Most money minted in Thraben would have that. This is an older style. There's probably a symbol of an eagle on it, but it's nothing like you've seen before. However, it's probably got a similar currency value.
The 170 gold.
Mhm.
She will go ahead and grab that and put it in her inventory.
Nice. As you're collecting through that, Acrio, metal gauntleted hand, punch through this painting. There's nothing behind it. You find kind of a void space, feeling around, your hand falls on this like orb. Is the first thing you touch.
I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm gonna take my hand out and like open it up more so I can actually see.
What the fuck? This is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know
these
what
people
it
are
is,
geniuses.
but I want to touch it. But
as you kind of angle the hammer, angling the
like
hammer as it
peeking around.
glows with Lorelei's light, it glints off this silver object, a ball about this size attached to a chain and a handle. The orb at the end of it has kind of a misty movement over the surface of it, and as the light's hitting it, it kind of has similar to like a cat's eye effect, like little cat's eye gems, where part of it kind of is a different luminescence than the rest. But you notice no matter which way you move the light or angle yourself to get a better view, the orb always has like a most of a sheen to it, and one side is darkened, currently mimicking the current phase of the moon.
I kind of pick it up. There's only one person this game. Hey, Lorelei.
What? Lorelei's like peeking around the door because she's heard of like the commotion of people like getting excited in here, and she's like, "Okay, people aren't dying. What's going on?"
Damn, that looks nice. That is very. So it's basically a flail. Okay, I'm gonna look at Lorelei. I know you're missing a weapon. You're carrying around that shield with nothing in the other hand.
Except a walking stick.
A walking stick, and I don't think you're going to be killing anybody with that. So it just so happens that by punching out this 2 gold painting, and he kind of shows her the flail, holds it out to her.
Like, take it curiously. I'm not really sure what it is. She's not the best versed with weapons, I don't think.
Yeah, do you have proficiency with martial weapons?
No.
Yeah, hey, no. Neither am I.
Hey, bad big bad boom. It looks cool though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks awesome, and it's clearly the ball and the chain are made of silver, probably a moon silver, some of the purest and most ancient refined silver, and it's still got that weird it's like a misty. It would be like
if something
Damascus.
Was really cold.
It's like Damascus if Damascus moved over the surface of an object constantly.
Oh, that's so cool!
That's so cool.
And then again, you can kind of see how the light shines on it, but it's only most of it. No matter which way you turn your head, one side is always currently in the waning moon.
As much as I would love to have something so pure of silver, I do believe that you should be the one to beat the shit out of people with a giant ball of pure.
I don't know if I'm really good at that.
Hey, I don't know how to use my hammer, but I still beat the shit out of things with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, so we're on a vampire's property, and if we bring that up in full sight, he's gonna want it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has every right to it. But I also think he will not believe there was nothing down here. I don't know.
I could just hide it under my skirt. I doubt he's gonna look there.
I don't know.
Put it in your prison wallet.
Not there, but just wrap it around like a garter.
There doesn't look like there's anything else, right? Or any secret passageways. This is the end of what we came down here to do.
Seemingly, yes.
And then I'm going to cast Mending on the painting. Boom. Best of both worlds.
All right.
Nice.
Everything's done.
It's a good instinct.
He's looking for something. We could bring back the painting.
I mean, we can tell him it's down here.
He didn't seem to indicate he wanted anything out of the basement, but...
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Seems like he didn't want to touch everything.
Yeah. All right. So first, before we go back, he clearly doesn't trust us. Is there anything we can say for him to, I don't know, let us go? Because he might just still kill us when we go upstairs, just having dealt with the problem.
Want to take its head or something? I think the doctor already there is already carrying it around in his backpack.
True, we don't really
Cillian,
have any
I think you would think back to, it was either earlier this day or not too long ago. I believe, I can't remember who it was who said it for whatever reason, but you would recall being told vampires have their own strange but fairly adhered to sense of honor.
Do you remember being told that? Did I?
Wasn't that
Wasn't that Galliana who told that to
Yeah,
Acrio, maybe?
Yeah.
Galliana, never mind.
Galliana sounds right.
Galliana.
Yes.
Sounds like
was
the person
thinking,
who
like-
would have that.
I was like,
Yeah.
Amel. I was like thinking of M, not G.
Well, because we did speak to Magda, but I don't know if it was her that said it. It might have been Galliana.
No, it
more
was
than likely
Galliana.
Yeah.
It was Galliana.
Right. You probably stick to his word. Sort of how they work.
I only
Forgot
hope.
about that.
As long as we get the fuck out of here.
Maybe it's worth more than mine, I think. Yeah, let's
Okay.
get out. I hate being in the spider's den any longer.
Wait,
I don't blame you.
We'll talk on the way once we're out of the spider den. Acrio will keep talking. We can leave the spider den without a problem, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so once we're out of the
The
spider den,
second phase spider attack.
even if we fucking leave this vampire's mansion, who killed Cormac?
I don't know. I'm sorry I didn't figure it out today.
Maybe we could ask him when we get there. Could be a little more talkative.
That'd be a little friendlier if we have a dead spider under our belt.
Maybe we could even strike up a deal about it. Like, if he tells us who it was, we'll keep our mouth shut.
Well, I think he can just kill us if we don't keep our mouths shut.
Alright, theory might be off base. He's looking for information about other vampires. What if a different set of vampires, different family, I don't really know how it works, staged all this in order for a war between our vampire and a werewolf, just to get him taken out without having the actual, having to do it themselves, because vampire politics are weird.
You know, now that I think about it, there was that carriage that came bolting through town, and I don't think that was this guy. And I don't think it was anyone else.
Not sure.
Retract that last two words because I don't know about William.
I mean,
I'm
you
not-
would know that there was another vampire in town because Mr. Pierce mentioned it and wanted information about it. You don't know who he is per se, but you know that there is another one.
And I think it's quite obvious that Amrita and Lorelei know them, considering how
Yeah.
we reacted to that.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a beautifully intricate and ornate red carriage that just came into town, and I'm certain humans don't have carriages like that.
Maybe they were heading to another dimension.
Maybe. They did go around and not into the gate, so
That'll be the information to give them.
yeah. Maybe just a sign of coming unpleasantries for humans. When vampires start.
I think humans
Still
are always
around.
mired in unpleasantries.
Oh, hey, the door.
Let's get out. The more we theorize about what he's gonna do, the more stressed we'll be when we get there.
Right. We walk through the hole in the.
Mm-hmm. And I assume you were kind of having this conversation somewhat as you were
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
back through the family crypt and into the pantry. In the kitchen of the Doyle estate, you find Mr. Pierce seated on a stool next to one of the counters. Seems to have like a cheese spread laid out in front of him and a wine glass with something considerably deeper red in it.
Gee,
As
wonder
he's
what
just
it is.
like mid sip. You managed to avoid being eaten.
Oh, we did? Well, for your information, your servant is,
Very dead.
yeah, I didn't want to say it. Right, there was this thing, I think Amrita, it was a face spider, that's what they're called, right?
Spider, yes. Do you know what
Face
that
spider.
is, Mr. Pierce?
Not intimately familiar.
Not only just in short, not only do face spiders take bodies, but they consume souls as well. So it's a good thing to have that problem taken care of.
Yes, quite. I'm less concerned with the souls of the livestock. The bodies are more important, but in either case, good work.
Thank you very much. We try to deal with as many of the eggs, webs, and things as possible. I think nothing will come crawling up from there for a while.
Just kind of like takes a sip out of his wine glass. Well, aren't you the overachievers?
Well, wanted to honor the deal.
Speaking of, he will take the written check and slide it across the counter to you. This can be cashed at any of the Kraken's Reach Mercantile Guild locations.
When he
Have I
says
ever-
that, the doctor would probably know that they are Nefania based, right?
Yeah.
Does anything about the getup, manner of, the general behaviorism or anything strike him as a Stormkirk vampire?
It would not.
Okay. Then yeah.
He
just a
seems
coincidence.
far more local.
Okay.
Just from your understanding of the Stromkirks, which I'd say it's very not general knowledge that the Stromkirks are vampires. None of your characters would be aware of that. They're just known as the rich family that runs the Kraken Reach and like a bunch of businesses in Nephalia. You wouldn't know
Okay.
that they are vampires at this point, but you would know that Mercantile Guild is associated with them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And it's one of the only it's one of the only guilds that has branches throughout all the provinces.
Oh,
Most of the guilds of that sort are either strictly Nephalia based or make it all the way to Thraben, but Kraken's Reach has the farthest reach of any of them.
The Kraken's Reach.
We have the farthest reach.
Mhm.
Join our bank today.
Because we
Directly
kill all our
into your
competition.
soul.
how is it signed? The thing he gave me, is it his name or is it Doyle's name?
It would be Doyle's name.
Okay.
But you slice and eat it.
Made of people.
Please help yourself.
Oh,
You have earned it.
I hope so. That was terrifying.
Take one of the sausages as well.
It's just
Stop
cheese and grapes.
Uh,
but
What?
Just drink the wine, dude.
No,
Yeah.
rich people don't know. It's cheese and then like a hard pepperoni, grape.
You're thinking of a charcuterie board. He was just eating a cheese board. They're different.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not the same thing.
God,
just a small
damn it.
snack of cheese and blood.
Anyway, yeah, we were trying to get other info out of this dude.
Yes.
Cillian, you want to talk to me about Cormac?
Fuck. I hate playing a high charisma character. If any other similar work pops up, and if we're around, we'd sure love it. Let's just say that.
I would prefer if you weren't around. However, tell me something. Your armored friend there, as you were leaving Mr. Doyle's study, mentioned something about a carriage. What was that about?
Sure. I can talk about that.
We could.
Although there are some things we would love to know some more things about. I think we had one fair trade a second ago. How about a second one?
I'm amiable to this.
Right, so I'll lay it on the table first. You can choose to... I can start, because I trust you. But I'll ask what it's about. Now, you know we've been investigating. And we've hit dead end after dead end. We would really love to know anything, if you know anything, about the death of Cormac Grella.
That was unfortunate. And doubly so, as I am not aware who took out one of my finer servants. It has irked me greatly. If you were to find this out, I would owe you. That said, the incident with Mr. Mr. Buckthorne, that was not of my doing. I can assure you of this. And unless the other Falconwrath associated vampire in this city had means to do so, which I suspect is not the case, we were not involved. Hopefully that helps in some way.
I'll try an insight check.
And Rita will insight check as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe
Collective
this.
insight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cillian will not, because he wouldn't be looking for it. I think he just trusts him.
Wow, not like that. Lorelei.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus fuck.
I can't do anything, but
Yeah.
I can insight the fuck out of people.
Yeah, so Asuriel wouldn't have disadvantage, but even still. Yeah, Lorelei and the doctor, who is also, again, kind of that slight shift in posture as he's kind of observing without trying to be observed. Both of you don't get any feeling of duplicity from what he's saying.
I presumed as much. It's part of the reason we came here. We wanted to warn you because, well, something is targeting werewolves and vampires. And now, to complete my end of the deal, last night, I think it was last night, things have been moving quickly. During all the commotion with the werewolves and stuff, we ended up outside of the walls for reasons I could get into but aren't important. Outside of the walls, a carriage came rushing past, I think first past my friends, or up ahead further from, where'd they come from?
What was it, northwest to southeast?
It was southwest to northeast.
Oh.
Right, and I relay that. It's
And
northeast.
you suspected this was some sort of vampiric carriage.
People don't travel around in carriages that fancy. Blood red,
Blackwood.
ornamental all around.
Could describe it more particularly. Blood red, how? Mahogany?
I do in every detail.
Yeah, how do we remember it?
You remember it as being ornately painted, completely red, the spokes, hubcaps, the walls of it, with the exception of the curtains being black and being led by 6 pairs of black horses and an additional one in the lead.
6 pairs, so it's like 13 horses? Holy shit.
Fucking hell!
Right.
Which,
Why?
I don't like Innistrad Santa Claus. I don't like it.
yeah.
And as you're describing it, I'll say Lorelei and also the doctor, because you already rolled pretty decent insights. There's a flicker in his pale golden eyes behind the glasses of something the closest a vampire could experience to fear.
Oof.
Does that sound
That's
familiar to
about
you,
it.
Mr. Pierce?
Yes. Does it?
Did this carriage stop in Kosovo for even the briefest moment?
No, it looks like it went by from what the three of us had seen.
He'll take his glass, a sip, and it just very subtly shakes. Puts it back down. Good. Suffice to say, the occupant of that carriage is not to be trifled with, and I'm very glad it does not stop here.
Who was it? Do you know?
Take me at my word when I say you do not want to know.
Just if we ever see it, try and get away as fast as possible, yeah?
It's coming towards you. I
I
think you're
would.
already dead, but
Yeah,
if a
seem to have
fucking
a golden
flesh
wind.
and blood vampire's scared of it, then rip us apart in a second, I'm guessing.
Well, I'm sorry for our intrusion today, Mr. Paris. I'm sorry for our rudeness to your master friend. I don't know. Don't want to say the wrong thing. Already did. Many times
In
today.
this particular case, we refer to Mr. Doyle as the lord of the estate.
I do apologize for any offense we may have caused. We try to get to the bottom of this mystery, and you've helped us very much today. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Kind of like takes his waistcoat and pulls it down to straighten it somewhat. Ultimately, things have been fortuitous on both sides.
I
Now-
think so.
Could I ask, could Cormac have been part of any other kind of organization in the town?
Absolutely not. I would have been aware of it. You
Alright.
did mention, however, a suspicion that was quite curious. Someone trying to pit werewolves and vampires against one another. That's not outside the realm of possibility.
You know the guard of the town? Guard
I'm
captain.
familiar.
He know about you, don't like you in any way, or you're Mr. Doyle?
Despite his personal feelings toward Mr. Doyle, I can't imagine he would act against him in any way.
That's when Amrita side glances Cillian after learning what the two of them had found, and just goes back to the conversation being had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's many possibilities. It might have just been done to bring everyone out to the light, which it sort of succeeded in.
My position here is delicate. And you know how we distrust the light. I can be assured of your discretion that there will be no mention of our presence here.
My word. I swear it on my family. I think you know how much that means to me.
Vistani, I'm aware. This is the ultimate price for your ability to leave. So it is granted. I would suggest you leave Kosovo sooner rather than later.
We will. We have plans to leave anyway.
Again, though, should the perpetrator of Cormac's demise be discovered, I would very much like to know about it, and I would owe you for this.
We'll bring it to you if we find it out. I think we'll take our leave now. Good day, sir.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Stand up and go away from here as best as possible.
Out we go, real quick.
Okay.
Fuck guys.
Outside the manor, there are only two people that I think would pit werewolves against vampires to try to get them to kill each other. Guard captain, that we know of, and the priest. The priest seemed really adamant that it was a werewolf.
Can I have you guys roll a d10 as well? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
All of us?
Just
Or just one?
No, just one person roll it. Actually,
Okay,
yeah.
I got it.
Which
Yeah.
will be +5, or not +5, +10. My
Oh.
bad. So 17.
Ah. If we find that same fucking guy,
That's a
He
15.
did it.
Wait, 15? No, it's 17.
No,
It's plus
15 was the screaming guy.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that was the shouting dude. This one is
yeah, I
gonna
was like, if
be
it's fucking Heckler Jones again, I'm gonna be really upset.
interesting.
That's only when Amrita
Ricardo
rolls, she
the
gets
heckler.
15.
Cool. Continue on.
What?
This
I
will,
think you
this
might
will
have
occur.
I think you might have a point, Acrio.
I can't accuse somebody of the church, but there's very few people left that would try and get werewolves to kill vampires.
Right.
And in terms of people going there, we know Brother Valentin went there. He was there
Yes.
within hours of Ewan's murder.
And I
What
don't
kind
think
of
it would be the.
magic? What kind of weapon or magic could have done that to him, though, if it wasn't a vampire?
No ways to exsanguinate a body.
The blood was on the floor. It wasn't drunk. So I mean, I
I've seen
don't
him
know that.
inject people with a needle, kind of point over at the doctor with his syringes, thingamajigs.
If you slash someone's throat, they'll bleed out in a pretty quick amount of time.
Yeah, but he wasn't slashed to death. It was just 2 pricks in his neck.
And you
Still.
would also know Acrio and Amrita as well. Even when not in his werewolf form, puncture wounds in general heal over immediately on a werewolf. Like non-enchanted, non-silver damage. You cut them and then it just seals without really bleeding at all. It would have to be... Vampires can get around that because they effectively have, like, you know, their attacks count as magical. But other than that, you would have to have something more than a standard weapon. You couldn't just come in, cut his throat, and call it good.
But
Oh,
weren't we sending Brother Valentin to him with a werewolf suppressant thing that he had? Do we know if that would hinder the healing process at all?
You don't know what it was that he actually created.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I can't do this. I've already nearly been arrested enough. Somebody's gonna have to break into the church and see if Brother Valentin's been doing anything.
Oh, you got it. Because I think you might be onto something, and if you are, he'd pull the wool over my eyes good. Because I don't think it would be the captain, because he tried to hush it up immediately. Tried to have the
Maybe
infestation done with.
I could go in and try to distract Brother Valentin where someone sneaks into his office.
I mean, of course, you and I could do it. Anybody could do it easily. Well, helps that you and I would do it, but
He seems
Is that
nervous.
that
What if
bad?
we just posited him to him directly? What if we just went and spoke with him?
well, we want to find evidence in his office first.
So, but here's the thing. What if one of us goes to actually speak with him, while you sneakier people go root around his office?
That works.
I don't mind talking to him. I might be able to get something out of him.
Even if you do not get something out of him, this is pretty much kicking the hornet's nest. If he panics, he will make a mistake eventually.
We can only hope he does. I hope maybe if we just present him with what we have, he might just confess. I don't want to believe he's a bad person.
He was nice to me.
Yeah, I really like him. I hope he hasn't done it, but the evidence sort of
Maybe
points
he's
his
doing
way.
it under duress of somebody else. Maybe I don't know. But we should. I think we should do that.
All right,
Amrita.
A few of us will go talk with him. Sneaky people. Break in or sneak in and just see what you can find.
Do you think maybe the bishop has something to do with it? He was scary, to say the least.
Maybe we can take a detour when we're there. All right, Amrita, you and me sneak into his office. You other folks go talk to him.
Sounds about right.
I suppose. Trying to have less attention, but if that's the case.
Don't sigh. You know you'd love to have an excuse to spend more time with me.
I will kick you in the balls.
If you're gonna do that, can you wait until you're out of his office and we can all actually witness that? Because I think that would be really funny.
I feel so attacked right
before
now.
we get in.
Please don't. Enough hardship for one day.
Maybe I could come along, sneak in.
You confident?
Out of character, I do have proficiency, so let's see how this goes.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Off we go then, I guess.
As you're
Yeah.
discussing these theories and suspicions and plans, moving through the streets of Korsava, you start to hear a commotion, guards beating on the door, and you turn the corner to see 5 militia members in front of Werther's shop, and they're just banging on the door for him to open up.
Oh, jeez.
Lorelei,
Shit.
without even considering discretion, immediately goes over to the guards. What's going on?
Stay out of this. We don't need your
No,
help.
Amrita follows behind her as well.
No, I can help. I know who's in there. What's going on?
That's the problem. We don't need you. You're too close to this.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean
What do
too
you-
close to this? What's happening?
Break down the door.
No,
And a couple
what's
of the
going
guards
on?
start to elbow at it. What's Acrio doing?
Being not related to all this, I'm gonna shimmy on over and be like, "Hey, fuckos, not really saying that." And then I'll be
How more
like,
important.
"What's going on here?" Helmet on.
One of the
hat
others
on.
who isn't trying to smash in the door, looks you over. Cathar, Regalia, just make a persuasion check.
Okay. I make an intimidation.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to intimidate, that's fine too.
Yeah. I'm not being nice to nobody. Tell me what the fuck's going on.
What's your badge number?
Which you do
We're
get
being detained.
a D4 bonus to that.
Ooh.
Yeah, he looks you over. There's a kind of moment where he shrinks back slightly from your hand on his shoulder. Massively armored individual.
How much going on,
huge weapon,
son, or I'll crush
and a little
your
bit
face.
of a reputation that does proceed. Looks at everyone back to you. Heard reports of a vampire, possibly. Or maybe a thrall. We're not sure. We're going to find out.
A vampire. You're gonna take 5 men in there and you're gonna kill a vampire.
More if that's what it takes. At
Where
that
did
point,
where did you hear
the
this?
door is smashed in, and at the same time, you're all hit with glass raining from above you as you
Nice.
see William leap out the front window, smashing through it.
So cool.
3-point landing behind the guards, and then just will look back somewhat pensively, and you see a pair of dark spectral wings burst out of his back as, without a word, he just leaps into the air, taking flight. And that's where we're going to close the curtain on this week's session.
Nice.
Oh my god. That's
I
so
will
cool.
shove one of these guards to the ground if I have to.